gross.
Oh, that was
Had a little
gross.
bit of a burp.
The one rule is not to burp on podcasts.
Oops.
That's literally the only rule.
Gross.
It's not the only rule.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of other
It's one
rules.
of the main rules.
Yeah.
It's one of the main rules. Boy. Cheers,
Whoops.
buddy.
Hey, cheers.
Yeah,
Wine.
We're back.
We're back from outer space. No, that's a.
It's that
No,
song.
not Aretha Franklin. I almost said Diana Ross. That's why, but I was like, nope, wrong one.
Wrong.
It's Aretha Franklin song.
Wow, racist.
I was correct.
That's true. That's true.
corrected myself.
You're a self-correcting racist.
You son of a bitch.
Tad's gonna be so uncomfortable when we make those racist jokes.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode 48 of NB. Yay! Oh, sexy. Welcome back, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed the Kelly Dwyer episode, the conference finals preview that we released on Wednesday. When you're listening to this, it'll be Friday morning. Hopefully you also listened to the last episode and heard we got a new co-host. He'll be on next week's episode. He wasn't able to make it today. His name is Tad Hall. And yeah, he's been on previous minisodes, and with the evacuation of Matt, we decided that we wanted... Evacuation, is that the wrong word?
It sounds so much worse.
With Matt choosing, with us making a new direction on the Matt Reed front, we just decided that we wanted a third co-host who could help and kind of pick up the slack now that Matt's not here, and help keep us on track. So Tad's gonna be joining us next week officially. Welcome to the podcast, Tad, and welcome to the Yay Network, buddy. How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good.
I almost burped.
Ooh, gross! You're disgusting.
That would be the pot calling the kettle black right there.
My first show of the sketch show, Sin Night, we finished that bad boy up. It was pretty cool. At first, we were like, "Oh, we don't even know if anyone's showing up because it was Mother's Day." But right at the last second, we sold out.
Bam!
And also, at the moment, we're like already more than 3/4. So I don't know what 7/8, I guess is the best way to put it. Sold out of the next one. So hey, y'all want to go see some sketch comedy about the restaurant biz? What time? 8 p.m. Sunday, Second City, the Blackout Cabaret.
This is the last one, right?
The last one.
I might buy a ticket. I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna try really hard to go.
It's all right.
Well, because we do double yay on Sundays.
Yeah,
so
I know.
gotta
Hey, after you guys are
figure some
done, you
shit
guys
out.
can come over.
Yeah, well,
Come
Jay's
and
got to
watch
come. Jay, if you're listening to this, come over earlier on Sunday, you fuck. Cool, man. Well, let's get into it, because we got a short episode today. We got some places we got to get to, some business to attend to. Let's get into the show. First topic of the day. Cavaliers are down 2-0, son. Eat a dick, LeBron.
I don't think they're going to turn a 0-2.
Okay, quick question. I can't avoid it. Do you think that LeBron's dick looks like this microphone?
No.
Bigger, smaller?
Probably. I mean, this is literally a beer can.
It's incredibly girthy. This is incredibly girthy.
And if his dick does look like a beer can, he needs to go to a doctor.
That poor woman.
That does not sound good.
Ugh. Anyways,
whatsoever.
I'll tell you what else is scary. Scarier than microphone-shaped dicks. Scary Terry. Scary Terry and the Boston Celtics. That was a stretch. I feel that.
Yeah, because all
That was
microphones are shaped like dicks.
That's true. They pretty much are.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's going on with the Cavs, man? I mean, the Celtics look incredible. We talked about this on the podcast with Kelly Dwyer. Oh, Talib Quelly Dwyer. Oh, we didn't even introduce ourselves yet.
Oh, no, we didn't.
Holy shit.
Whoa. What do you go ahead?
Okay. I am Luka. Jay Keelas, a.k.a. Luka Don King. Because the Kings got the number 2 overall pick.
They might pick him. I get it.
We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it later. Only in America.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Directly in front of me, sir. It's too late now, but introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Nikki Keelas, a.k.a. Scary Terry Rose, a.k.a. Marcus Smarties, a.k.a. Mark Custard Morris, a.k.a. Jalen Hash Brown, a.k.a. Jason Taters.
Nice. All right.
All Celtics based, because we were just about to talk about the Celtics.
Just off top of the head, since we're drinking wine puns, basketball player names.
I don't know enough about wine. Well, you can do the Cleveland Cabernet Sauvignon.
That's good.
Which works, because I'm pretty sure that's all that.
That's pretty much all that LeBron drinks. 100%.
Yeah. Although I have lately been calling them the Cleveland Lay Cavaliers or LeBronaliers.
Jason.
It's just him.
Jason Tannins. That's a stretch. That was bad. I'm better than this. Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Nice. Let's see. Shit. I don't know shit about wine.
Montepulciano Blaylock.
Jesus.
I mean, wait, not Monty Blaylock is not a person.
No.
Oh my God, what was his name from the Golden State Warriors? Monte
Ellis.
Montepulciano Ellis. Oh Jesus.
What is that first word you're saying?
Montepulciano. It's a type of wine. It's literally what we're drinking right now.
Is it?
Montepulciano. It's an Italian wine.
It tastes good.
Baba de Bibu.
It sounds like you're saying a word.
Montepulciano.
Yeah.
Montepulciano?
Yeah.
Oh, you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, I hear it now.
We're hearing it.
Okay.
It took a second.
Not good.
Too many seconds,
Not
but you
good.
heard it eventually. All right. I'm trying to think of something that would go with Merlot, but I can't think of it.
Oh shit, there's got to be one out there.
Well, I guess for some reason he doesn't play basketball, but I just keep on thinking of Rob Lowe, so I just keep on saying Rob Merlot.
Gotta be basketball. It's gotta be basketball. Moses Merlot.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, I like that one.
Got it.
I was going to say Nico Merlotich.
Oh, fuck, that's a stretch. All right, let's move on. All right, so the Cavs are down to... Question number one is, do you think that the Cavs can be the first team in NBA history to come down? I don't think they're the first team ever, but like, do you think ultimately that they can come back from this and ultimately win this series? And if so, what adjustments do they need to make? What the fuck do they need to do?
Well, I'm just going to say this. They're not the first team because it's not even the first LeBron James team to come back from 2-0. So... because he said that during an interview. He has been very sassy during this interview.
He has, man. Did you hear how he shit on that fucking
That one
interviewer
where-
when he was
yeah.
like, this happened, then this happened, then this his memory is incredible.
Yeah, I love because then they asked Steph Curry the same thing. He's like, "Don't fucking try me like that." I was like, "Yeah, that's a good point."
LeBron is a savant and also probably has Asperger's.
Yeah, he is. It is crazy listening to him. And it's also the glasses he was wearing post game. He don't look good in them. He needs to take those off. The suit was fine, but the glasses aren't great.
He tries. You and LeBron have a lot in common. Like he really
Oh
tries.
yeah, we put the effort.
He really tries to make shit work.
Yeah, and
It
same thing with
doesn't.
like Russell Westbrook. Really tries to make things work. And
No,
sometimes
Russell makes it
you're
work.
like, okay.
Russell makes it work. Don't try to put yourself in the same category as Russell.
Sometimes he makes some choices that I'm like, that one didn't work.
He pulls off everything. He's
I
so
don't
cool.
know.
He's got the perfect body.
Maybe that
That got weird fast.
that's on you. Don't look at me.
That was a mistake.
Yeah, I think they might win I was very surprised how Kelly was like, they're gonna lose the first two and then probably win the next two, and because I was like, oh, that means possible. Definitely, they lost the first two, so he's
Well, bro, fucking
2 for 2
LeBron
right
put up
now.
a 40-point triple-double last night, and they
42
still
points,
lost.
12 rebounds, 10 assists, I believe it was, on 55% shooting.
I mean, there's nothing else he can do.
It's
There's
crazy.
nothing else he can do. Kevin Love had a great game
I
last
looked
night.
at, he had 22, and then Kyle Korver had 11, and then it's just zeros.
Nothings.
I think 3 points from George Hill, 2 from Rodney Hood that came in some garbage time minutes. Clarkson didn't even play. J.R. Smith had more technical fouls than he had, or flagrant fouls than he had points.
But like, dude, Ty Lue, where's Larry Nance? Like, make an adjustment.
Do
Al
something.
Horford is destroying you guys. Just absolutely just digging in there, whipping it out, and just pounding it in. He's pounding it in. That was vivid.
That was so aggressive.
It was vivid. Al Horford's getting in that ass so bad. He's been so fucking good.
Real quick, I want to point out, it's so weird that just last week we were talking about how great a job Ty Lue was doing in comparison to Dwayne Casey. And now look at how terrible of a job he's doing in comparison to Brad Stevens.
Nobody thinks he's a good
Brad
coach.
Stevens didn't get a goddamn vote by any coach.
Y'all are so stupid. You stupid idiots. You fucking
kidding
dummies. You dumb dum-dums.
Are you kidding me?
Sorry for calling you guys dumb dum-dums. Not you fucking dumb dum-dums. Yeah, Al Horford's been a revelation. They just can't match up. Like Cleveland, one defensively they're so fucking terrible, dude.
Oh, they're terrible
They
at
don't switch
defense.
on screens. Like the amount of times where like the ball is swung from one side of the court to the other, and everybody's just kind of standing put and looking around. The amount of open looks that they get to the basket is so stupid.
Yeah.
they've got to figure out a way to stop having Kevin Love matched up on Al Horford, because Al Horford has been destroying him, just tearing him up.
and like,
he's so good with the ball on the pick and pop. I mean, he's just killing them.
I didn't get to watch the whole game of Game 2. I watched all of Game 1. It was a blast to watch. Game 2, I didn't get to watch the whole game of, but I got there. It was like tied. It was like I think it was 72-72 or something like that.
You mean 69-69?
That happened at one point as well. A lot of people kept on that. Also gross, disgusting. You need to stop. Because I'm What the fuck
I don't know
is
what that was. Underwater blowjob.
That's disgusting.
Yep.
You need to stop
It
that
happened.
because you need to also remember you're doing all these weirdly sexual things like a half an inch away from your own brother's face.
And a mic that looks like a penis.
Yeah, you need to stop all this.
I can't stop.
But I was watching the game and it was in like 70 something, I think it was 72 legitimately, because that was when there was the loose ball. Terry Rozier got it. Maybe LeBron James trailed after him.
It was LeBron.
And then
Cocked
Terry
back.
cocked back and dunked the shit out of it. And as soon as that happened, I sat down, turned the TV on, watched that play, and was like, "Oh, this game is over."
Dude, like they
And
were
that was in
talking
the
about
third
it.
quarter. I was just like, the Cavs didn't seem to give a fuck about anything.
They were talking about it during the telecast the whole time. And it was just like, these dudes are rolling their eyes at each other. Like they're literally looking at each other like, I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. That whole team is a mess.
Yeah.
Like I just don't see a way out of this.
I don't know.
Maybe they need to wear all white suits the next game. Just start all over again from scratch. Blank canvas.
So when they made that trade that first time and they had that fucking amazing game and everyone was going crazy, and there was a report that like J.R. Smith said something along the lines of like, we got a fucking squad now, and like everyone was like, whoa, this is crazy. And like right before LeBron James walked in, some like Cavs Hall of Famer or something like that gave him a hug and was like, y'all look so different. And it's now become a meme on the internet of people just making fun of people with that sort of thing. And after this game, someone did it. It was like, J.R. Smith is like, we fucking suck now. Kyle Korver was like, well, I mean, hey, I made a couple of shots. And right before LeBron James went to walk away, Kyrie Irving gave him a hug and was like, y'all suck ass now. Just like, oh, man. That was one of the ones I saw that I loved. And you were talking about how great Al Horford was doing. I just want to take like a minute. I didn't watch that many Celtics games this year. Horford went down real quick. Kyrie was in and out a lot. So sometimes I would watch a couple of the games, but I never really focused on them. But after I watched them against the Bucks. I thought they played okay. Obviously, they went to 7.
Against Joe Prunty. How good of a coach can Brad Stevens be?
Yeah.
Joe Prunty
Got him to 7.
just lost his job. We'll talk about that later.
And then against the Celtics, they did the gentleman sweep, and now they're up 2-0 against the Cavs. I realized I really fucking like this Celtics team. They're like doing amazing. Fuck you, Danny Ainge, for everything you're capable of doing. They have a chance of having 4 first-round picks next year in the 2019 draft. Fucking ridiculous. But
Is that true?
yeah,
'Cause I know they got the Memphis pick. I think they have a Clippers pick.
they get the Kings pick.
No, the Kings pick was this year.
Oh, then they get the Sixers.
Oh no,
pick.
I'm sorry. It is next year.
Yeah,
You're
it would
right.
be
You're
next
right.
year's Kings pick.
Yeah, because the Kings lost their pick next year.
Yeah, they lost it. So if they would have gotten,
It's fine. They're gonna make
the
the
second.
they're gonna make the playoffs next year because they're gonna draft Luka Doncic.
The Celtics will most likely have 4 picks next year because the Kings pick is top 1 protected. That's all I remember. I don't remember the other protections that they have, but
so good at
they're gonna
making
have
trades.
4 fucking picks next year
Crazy.
in the first round. So fuck you, Danny Ainge. You're so good at your job. Come to Chicago. But I never realized how much I love Al Horford and Marcus Smart.
He's been a spark. Like last night when JR pushed Al Horford in the back and he just
came
went after
right
him.
back.
Like, that's the type of teammate that you want. Like we were just watching NBA TV and Sam Mitchell was making a good point where it's just like Marcus Smart's going to be a free agent this summer. And initially they were like, he is not going to get paid the way he thought he was going to get paid. He's going to get, minimum level offers and he just hasn't been that great this season. And, we talked about this last week about like guys who are earning themselves a good payday next year based on their playoff performance. Marcus Smart just has that like Tony Allen level of intangibles where like he can guard 1 through 4. Now he's not the superior defender like Tony Allen was, but he is he is a plus defender, like all defense capability wise defender. And he's just so fucking gritty. And he gives that team, just like a grit that is, it's unmatchable in terms of like, you can't easily replace that.
Watching him fight box outs against Tristan Thompson and pushing people around, diving for the ball, pushing J.R. Smith after he did that bullshit push towards Al Horford. Like, I was watching that game and I was just like, fuck. Now I understand why Boston Celtics fans are constantly talking about Marcus Smart.
Well, and also why they won't trade him.
Exactly.
Like
why
all
they will
these
not get
trade
rid of
talks
him.
that come up and they're like, no, you got to hold on to this guy because he has intangibles. Like,
Yeah.
he won't fill up the box score, but like he holds that defense together And their roster, like we've talked about it a bajillion times.
Also,
about
he's
like
doing it all with one hand.
yeah, which is impressive. I mean, granted, he's fucking sucks at shooting anyway, so he doesn't
Yeah, it
need
doesn't
another
really
hand.
matter.
You could give him no hands, he'd still be good at defense.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like it's
He's
just
forearm blocks.
you could poke it out. You could poke balls out with a nub. You could poke balls out with a nub.
He's a pokeball.
Yeah. Oh god.
Bam.
But yeah, like this team is just a testament to like the positionless basketball that everybody's been talking about for a while. Like they've got 4 guys basically who are ranging from about 6'3" to 6'8", who can guard multiple positions, and then Al Horford, who's
And
like
can
the
also
perfect center for this type
shoot
of
threes.
this type of NBA. Even Aaron
Like-
Baines is shooting threes.
Aaron Baines.
I don't understand.
He went 1 for 1 in the last game. I just read it. He went 1 for 1. He's now currently in 6th place for best 3-point field goal percentage, minimum of 20 attempts. I think he's exactly at 20 attempts, obviously. But he's shooting very well in fucking basketball history, playoff history. I don't know why I said that weirdly. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Those are like, I mean, obviously Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are amazing. And once you add Kyrie and Gordon Hayward to that, it's going to be ridiculous.
It's gonna be fun next year.
Oh man, it's gonna be so much
Watching
fun.
them in Philadelphia in the conference finals next year is gonna be dope.
And then what's their starting 5 then next year? So it's Kyrie at the 1, Jalen at the 2, right?
Tatum,
No, you would have
Hayward at the 2.
Hayward at the 2 or the 3.
I mean,
It
they're gonna
doesn't really
start.
matter.
They're gonna start all of them.
Yeah.
they're gonna start all of
Tatum
them,
and then fucking
and then Horford at the 5.
That's an amazing.
They're gonna play
lineup.
small. I mean, they're gonna play small, but they're tough. And I
But
think
yeah,
overall,
they're tough guys who can fucking fight.
I mean, you're effectively giving Gordon Hayward the Marcus Morris role
Yeah.
in this current starting lineup.
Which also I gotta add him on this list of guys that I'm just like
Super
he
impressive.
has been
And he's another tough guy.
so
He's
much fun to
He's very
watch.
frustrating to watch sometimes. He makes you
Yeah.
very angry. He takes a lot of bad shots.
He takes some
But
stupid ass
man,
shots.
he's fucking tough, man. He's a tough guy. In Boston, they love that shit. But one thing I will say, like, if I'm Ty Lue, don't play Jeff Green anymore. He sucks. He's so bad. And he's not helping you. He's like him as your like small lineup 5. It's not working.
Yeah.
Get rid of him.
I also don't
Bring Larry Nance back in.
I also don't think J.R. Smith is working for you right now.
JR is also not working. Like, you need to find a line. You need to get the George Hill, Kyle Korver, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, and I guess effectively JR is in that lineup. Well, LeBron.
No,
Duh.
LeBron.
LeBron lineup. You need to get that lineup back on the court. You need
Yeah.
to get those guys back on the court. That's your go-to lineup. Find a spot for Larry Nance. Sit Jeff Green's ass down, and like you've got to exploit these guys, because when Tristan was out there in the early point of the game, like he's pushing Horford around, they're controlling the boards.
And that's why they had to throw Greg Monroe out there.
Yep.
Who Greg Monroe cannot play in this series.
No, he looks so bad.
He looks so
looked
bad.
slower, and just like he got blocked by Jeff Green, the guy who I just said don't play him anymore. He sucks.
Yeah. It's a something.
Well, let's talk about the other series that's going on in the conference finals. So,
Okay. I would like to title this part of our conversation the Dr. State Love, or how I decided to stop worrying and just love the Golden State Warriors.
it's really long.
Because, well, that's the name of the movie. It's a very long movie.
Wow.
But like, because it's so annoying. Like, KD joined it, and it's almost like pointless. Again, fucking Harden had 41 points. I think it was 7 rebounds, 9 assists, or something like that. They still lost by 13. Like, I want to hate the Warriors so much, but like, when I'm like a grandfather, my grandkids are gonna be like, "Oh, Grandpa Nicky, what was it like to watch the Warriors?" And I don't want to be like, I don't know, I fucking didn't want to pay attention to those assholes. They were too good.
It was
So I have to just respect the fuck out of them.
KD he shot like 95% in the first quarter.
Crazy.
It's stupid. Nobody can guard that guy. And Draymond got in his ear last series where he was just like, just go off.
Yeah.
Just be the best player on the court, because you are the best player on the court. Just because he's kind of gotten enveloped. He's gotten enveloped in that style of play where he's very passive now, and he's passing the ball a lot more, which is not a bad thing. But there's just certain games where you just have to take over, and you're the best scorer on the planet.
Did you see that thing in game 1? I think it was between Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Kevin Durant. The 3 of them dribbled a total of like 549 times. Who the fuck got this stat? I don't know.
Who counted that? Just bink, bink,
1, 2,
bink,
3,
bink, bink,
4,
bink.
5.
Do you do that with a clicker?
Yeah,
Like
with a clicker.
baseball clicker?
Legit, I would be a dribble counter. I would
have.
have no problem being a dribble counter.
Could you
wanna
imagine
pay
if
me
you
to do that?
sneezed? Could you imagine if you sneezed and you're just like, fuck?
Yeah.
God damn it, I lost count.
But like, James Harden had 550. Alone had one more dribble in total in game one than the Warriors.
So I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because part of while the first 3 quarters were very competitive and it was a good game, things fell apart. Not the entire first 3 quarters, but like first 2.5 quarters were very competitive, very close game. And then towards the latter portion of the third quarter and going into the fourth quarter, James Harden was just pounding the ball. And like that's part of their offense is like ISO, spreading the floor, like going to the basket, either looking for Capella or 550 to 549.
555. I just found it, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like that ISO ball works to an extent, but like there should have been times where like they should have played James Harden off the ball, try to get him to go around screens, like get his shots, or like move around a little bit more, let somebody else kind of handle the ball handling duties. But the problem is like you need Chris Paul out there if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for you to do that with a backup point guard. You can't do that with Eric Gordon.
No, it was interesting watching. And another problem is one of the most effective lineups I think that the Rockets had were when it was Eric Gordon and Chris Paul. Aren't they both like 6'3" or some shit like that? Or 6'2"?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean.
That is.
Yeah, I think Eric Gordon might be closer to like 6'5" or 6'6". But
I don't know how tall he is, but like not tall enough. Because it's friggin'. Like, yeah, you get Steph Curry, who's 6'2", no, he's 6'3", but like,
yeah, 6'4".
Yeah, see, he's 6'4". The rest of the freaking Warriors lineup, it's what 6'5", 6'9", 6'7".
I mean, there's a clear height disadvantage.
Like, it's crazy.
Clear height disadvantage, but also like. Speaking of Eric Gordon, like he looked terrible, missing a lot of shots.
Also, when they threw Nene out there, I was like, "Oh
Nene
no!"
looks old. He looks like he's like 72.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh my god!
It's just it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this game tonight. But honestly, I don't see them coming back. I think they're going to get swept.
I think they might win a game.
I kind of want to see them. I want to see them put the ball in Chris Paul's hands a little bit more.
Yeah,
I think that if there's anybody on that team that's going to really orchestrate the offense, that's something that I think they need to exploit that. I think if D'Antoni's going to make an adjustment, he's got to run through Chris Paul a little bit more. And of course, let James Harden get his touches and his points. I mean, he still scored 40 plus points, but like, it wasn't a pretty 40 plus. And it was just like, he was making sloppy passes and he was just like killing the ball and like over dribbling and not distributing. Nobody's moving around. It's like, as a defense, you can just focus in on James Harden. And yes, he's very difficult to stop. But if the entirety of the defense is focusing on him, because the main play that they kept going to was drive to the basket, Clint Capella, rim run, boom, toss it, like
or dribble for like 20 seconds and then just pass the ball,
pull up or fade away 3-pointer. Like it's just it's too predictable. It's too predictable, also, and like you need to make these adjustments during the playoffs. But Mike D'Antoni right at like during the postgame speech was like, "We're not going to adjust. Like this is how we play. This is what we're going to do. We're gonna play accordingly." Yeah,
and I mean I'm sure that they were probably not happy that Trevor Ariza had 5 fouls by the third quarter,
which caught me by surprise. I'm watching the game and I'm like, "Damn, he has 5 fouls already."
Yeah, it was crazy. I think 1 or 2 were kind of bullshit calls. The refs have been kind of shit all year. I like how I said that as if I was about to get fined. Right, like I was like afraid, like they were gonna like. No, I don't give a fuck. The refs have been absolute dog shit this year. That friggin' during the game 2, the Cavs versus the Celtics, when fucking Marcus Morris dunked on Tristan Thompson and like was just like right in his face. Refs don't do shit. Then they both stand up. Then Tristan Thompson's like, "You bitch." He's like, "No, you a bitch." And then they give them both technicals. It's like, no, technically you're supposed to give the technical right off the bat to Marcus Morris because you're not supposed to scream towards another player. That's considered taunting.
He screamed right in his face.
Yeah, right in his fucking face.
I look at that picture every once in a while. I'm like, God, that's scary.
Oh my God.
Anyways, game 2's tonight. I'm interested to see what happens. I don't have high hopes for the Houston Rockets. We did talk about the Bucks earlier and how they lost in Game 7 to the Celtics, and they hired a new coach today. Mike Budenholzer resigned from the Atlanta Hawks, which we'll talk a little bit more about the Atlanta Hawks later. Resigned. The Atlanta Hawks were like, "Look, man, if you want to go explore other jobs, you should go explore other jobs." And then he ultimately decided to resign. Just didn't love the situation in Atlanta, where they were headed. It didn't really match his career path because he did a really great job in Atlanta. Like he led them to some really high quality seasons, the best seasons in Atlanta Hawks history since like the 80s, basically.
Yeah.
So he got the job in Milwaukee, and I think he probably got the job because it sounds like he picked up the check today at breakfast.
Oh, I think he might have. Or actually, I think Giannis might have. And he'd be like, "Oh, this is how my star player is going to be?"
I love it.
Because it was reported that apparently Mike Budenholzer, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and maybe Chris Middleton, either that or whoever was looking at it was like, it might be a racist. Just saw a black guy.
Not a black guy.
But because for some reason they were like, it was definitely Budenholzer, it was definitely Giannis, and maybe it was Chris Middleton.
Nobody knows what Chris Middleton really looks like.
Which is weird. You know what? I was like trying to think. I was like, no, I don't.
Could you pick him out? Like if you saw the Bucks roster,
I'd actually
no numbers.
I'd have to ask him to smile because I'm pretty sure he has messed up.
He's
teeth.
got fucked up teeth.
Yeah, he's got fucked up teeth, right? I'd be like, all right, guys, smile for the camera. That one's Chris Middleton.
He kind of looks like Anthony Mason almost.
Okay, I give that one to you.
He looks like Anthony Mason. But anyways, so Mike Budenholzer's taking over the Bucks. Do we think this is the right hire for them?
I mean, I think it's a good hire. I like Mike Budenholzer. I think he's done. He, like you said, he did a very good job with the Hawks.
He's one of the better coaches in the NBA. I mean, he did a lot with a little. I shouldn't say a lot with a little because that was a very talented team that he had in Atlanta. Like,
I mean,
but they built that over a period of time with like Millsap and Korver.
Starting five was the player of the month.
Well, and like and the thing is like Jeff Teague
still got the shit kicked out of him by LeBron James though.
Man. I mean, but he led that team to 60 wins. They made the playoffs multiple years while he was there, and not only that, but like he develops really, really well. Like
I can't wait to see what he does.
Kent Bazemore, Taurean Prince. Like he does a really great job of developing his players. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with some of these younger Milwaukee Bucks,
with Giannis,
like Thon Maker,
and Thon and Brogdon and Jabari. Like there's a couple of guys there that
Sorry, that was late.
I'm excited for that. I think that would be pretty great.
I fucked that up. That was my first opportunity to hoof at you.
It's okay. It's all right.
Damn it. That's embarrassing.
It's okay. I'll definitely bring up Jabari Parker again sometime.
Well, next topic today is last night was the NBA draft lottery. If you're listening to this, it was 2 days ago. But this past Tuesday, May 15th, a day that will live in infamy because the lottery draft results were announced. And here's the draft lottery as it stands. Number 1 overall pick, Phoenix Suns, followed by the Kings, then the Hawks,
Atlanta Hawks,
Memphis, who fell down.
Sadly.
Yeah, they fell out of it. Honestly, I think they're probably excited about that because that kind of puts them in a position to get... I did not know that Jamie Gertz was the owner of the Atlanta Hawks.
Her husband is the owner.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
He was, I think, I don't know if he's the majority, but he is part of the people that did it. It was kind of funny seeing her there. It was really random. But yeah. Then the 5th was Dallas.
Which who also fell.
Yeah, they fell.
Dallas fell. Orlando fell.
Chicago
and then,
fell.
God damn it! Fuck! I'm sorry. I'm still upset about that.
That was so loud. I apologize for
Jay's listeners. I'm still very angry. I'm very, very upset.
Because at this point, they're just like, Jay, it's been like 4 days. Get over it.
It's not. It's been 2 days. It's like a breakup, man. We were supposed to get at least a 6th spot, and the Kings jumped us, and we got the fucking 7th spot. Fuck! You know what makes me so mad about that? Is if we lost that coin flip, we'd be the number 2 pick right now.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Life's a bitch.
Fuck! And then you die.
Shout out to Nas.
Fuck.
The 8th pick goes to Cleveland via the Brooklyn, which was also via Boston through that great trade. So you know what is really interesting? Cleveland traded Kyrie Irving for the 8th pick in the 2018 draft.
Yeah, that's true.
Because
they're probably not going to keep if LeBron sticks around.
Yeah, because they got rid of friggin' of Jay Crowder and Isaiah Thomas.
So we're gonna do a podcast next week.
We do a podcast every week.
Well, next week we're gonna do a mini-sode with Matt Hoover from Tankathon.com. But nonetheless, so we can get into this. But the lottery, it's crazy how exciting it is, but also like what a fucking boring telecast.
Oh,
like,
hell yeah.
So much talking in commercial breaks where it's like, okay, we revealed the first everybody up to 10, and then we're gonna go to break, and then it's 10-5, and then we're gonna go to break. And then it's like 5-1, or no, then it's 10-3.
I think it was 14-9, and then 8-4, and then they did 3-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was just stupid, boring television.
Yeah.
The NBA. Here's the thing. Kudos to the NBA for realizing that all us assholes wanted to watch the lottery, and they draw it out and they sell their advertising dollars. Best league in the world. They've clearly figured this out.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball tried to replicate it with their drafts. Their draft is fucking boring, and baseball players are boring. And this is coming from somebody who has a baseball podcast.
Yeah, and like the NFL and the NFL and MLB drafts are like fucking 40 rounds each. Yeah. So it's
the NFL 7. Nobody watches past day 2. And
once I heard there was more than 1 day of drafting, I was like, I'm not gonna fucking watch that shit.
Baseball's like a week. It's crazy. No, it's like 4 days, but It's just too much.
That's
It's
a
too
work
much.
week, pretty much.
It's too much. But nonetheless, the draft lottery results came out. As a Bulls fan, super fucking sad. Taz, an Orlando Magic fan, still can't figure that one out. Their boy grew up in Iowa. Nonetheless, sad day for Bulls fans. Happy day for the Kings. Honestly, I'm happy for them for getting the number 2 overall pick. They needed this. They needed like a game-changing type of player.
And the Suns. Good for both of them.
They already have Devin Booker.
Yeah, but they ain't got shit else.
Fuck it. Build around Devin Booker, you assholes. You got somebody.
That's what they were trying to do with 9 terrible picks.
Well, Josh Jackson clearly hasn't worked out yet. But nonetheless, draft lottery results came out last night.
He was fun at the end of the season. Josh Jackson was.
I want to move these out of order because we
That's
talked
fine.
about the Hawks for a second.
Yeah, go back to him. Let's go back to him.
So let's talk about the Hawks because last night it came out that Dennis Schroeder removed all of his posts on his IG account related to the Atlanta Hawks. So it turns out Dennis Schroeder has been very vocal to the Atlanta Hawks about how he's not very happy about being in the situation that he is with the Atlanta Hawks. He even he unfollowed them on Instagram and deleted all his Hawks related posts. People are very upset about that. He's very upset about that. What are your thoughts, Nikki?
Dennis Schroeder is a petty ex-husband. That's what it is. He's just like I'm pretending like they didn't exist in my life when they were like part of the reason he became a bigger deal. I get why he doesn't. I mean, he probably wants to win, and they're just like, no, if we win, then we don't get better players. And there was probably a point in time where they're like, aren't you guys so excited to get Luka Doncic? He's gonna be a real good point guard for us. We need a good point guard, and he's just sitting there like, oh, what the fuck?
He was very fortunate that he got drafted into a situation where they were good right away, and then Paul Millsap was old, they let him go. Al Horford was old, they let him go. Kyle Korver, they traded him for I think a first round pick. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
traded him for a first round pick. Jeff Teague let him go. Oh no, they traded him to Atlanta. But Indiana, pardon me.
Yeah.
And now Dennis Schroeder went from a winning situation to now a losing situation. He's just like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Last season was so horrible, and I don't want to play on a losing team. He's saying he wants to go to either Indiana, play with the Pacers because he's good friends with Victor Oladipo, or go to the Bucks and be their point guard.
I was about to, for a second, I was like, oh, poor Eric Bledsoe, but he wasn't doing shit.
No, Eric Bledsoe hasn't done shit. But that's just like, I have this like suspicion that this offseason is going to be really, really interesting and a lot of fun.
I hope so.
Yeah.
It seems like it might be fun. I mean, it's also weird because he says I will be 25, and I don't know why I thought he was already like 30.
No, dude, they drafted him when he was 19.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. I think you know what it is. He's got that blonde streak in his hair, and I'm like, that's a midlife crisis move right there.
That's true.
Which is weird because he's obviously only 25.
Well, the blonde streak in his hair is because of the African tribe that he's a part of.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, it's like, remember Hashim the Beat had the red thing in his hair?
Yeah, the red thing.
Same thing. Yeah, it's part of the African tribe that he's a part of.
I take all of that back.
Wow.
Because now I feel like an asshole.
You are an asshole. Continue to be racist. Next topic on the agenda. It was announced yesterday that ESPN and Netflix are working on a 10-part docu-series about the GOAT, the great one, his airness, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah.
How excited are you, Nikki?
I'm actually very excited.
10 part. It's a 10-hour watch.
Yeah, because each part's supposed to be an hour long, which is what they were saying. I'm very excited because I know 1 hour is going to be about the shoes, and another hour is going to be about like the culture of the shoes, and then another hour is going to be about like his high school career, which is like nobody actually cares about his high school career.
It's a famed story. People want to hear that story again.
But they're just gonna like stretch the fuck out of this because I am so excited to see a Michael Jordan docu-series. I don't know if I need 10 hours.
I disagree with you. I don't think that the greatest player of all time doesn't have 10 hours worth of information to fill in a documentary. That is fascinating because one, not only was he the greatest player ever, two, he played on some of the greatest teams in NBA history.
True.
Three, he played in 6 finals, won all of them, and won finals MVP in all of them.
Yeah.
Multiple time MVP.
You get to have another Dream Team documentary.
Now you can cover that part of his life, and there's all these other subcategories of like when he retired to play baseball, when he came back, his gambling. There's all these stories.
I doubt they'll talk about his gambling.
I guarantee they talk about it.
You really think so? I don't know.
Guarantee they talk about it. The way that they covered like the OJ
I
stuff
hope
with
they
that
do.
documentary,
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna do
true.
it. They're gonna do it. He's giving them their blessing, and I love that it's gonna be on Netflix.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
gonna be
that.
great. Because then if you ever feel like rewatching it, you can just rewatch it real
Boom,
quick.
boom, boom. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, is this Bill Simmons, right? Is it working on it? Oh no.
No, Bill Simmons has not been affiliated with ESPN for at least 4 years.
Oh, I don't know
He
why.
got fired
Really?
like 4 years ago.
Whoops, I didn't know that.
No, 30 for 30
for
was
30
his
though, right?
baby. But
And
they
then they took
kept
it
going
over.
with it.
Yeah, because
He's got his own shit.
It's
Remember,
30
he did,
for 30 now.
He did the
though.
Andre the Giant documentary on HBO.
yeah.
That was his. He works with HBO now.
But 30 for 30 is one of the people that are working on it. That's what I remember
It is 30 for
reading.
30.
Yeah, it is a 30 for 30.
It is a 30 for 30, but
Actually, I think it's technically 10 for 10 now.
if I could punch you through LeBron's dick, I would. AKA the microphone. No, I'm very excited about it. I will 100% be watching it. I think a part of the reason why they did it is because like it's now been 20 years since he retired. And he's the conversation about LeBron versus MJ keeps on getting heated and more heated because of the way he's been performing.
Boy, that's sad. I just realized 20 years since he retired.
98. Well,
No, 'cause
I
he
forgot
left
about 2003.
2003.
So I try to forget about those years.
Most
But
people
nonetheless,
do.
like
hell, even the Wizards do.
well, they should. But like, you know, it just like this documentary feels like perfectly timed because this conversation keeps happening
Yeah.
between him and LeBron.
Yeah, I
It's just
get it.
it's just the right time for it. And people, there are so many young fans who don't know anything about MJ except for what people tell them. Like they need to see this. People need to see this.
And this is also like, I think this is a bit of a la fuck you documentary. Like
Fuck you.
la fuck you documentary. Michael Jordan's like, yeah, no, I'm ready to show the world all the greatness that is I. Is he gonna have any say in it? Didn't
I'm
read
sure he
anything,
did.
but
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
he
he did too.
So last story of the day today before we wrap up. A 25-year-old man was arrested after allegedly posing as a high school student in Dallas in the Independent School District. He was posing as Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley. He claimed to have been a Hurricane Harvey survivor who then moved to Dallas from Houston. Turns out he's 25. He was pretending to be a 17-year-old boy. He did win Offensive Player of the District, so he did pretty well. Also, turns out he was dating a 14-year-old girl. Not cool, bro.
No, real not uncool.
Really not cool, man.
Like when it was like, oh, he's a 25-year-old playing against a bunch of kids. I was like, that's kind of dumb. And then I didn't know about the 14-year-old girl thing, and now I just feel dirty.
Well, that's how he got found out because of two things. A guy who coached against him when he was actually in high school was like, I know that dude. He was in a tournament with the now team as a 25-year-old, and the coach from the other team was like, I know that kid. He played at this other high school. This kid is definitely not 17. And then the mother was like, something's off here. He's been dating my daughter. She's 14 years old. He's 25.
She's 14. He smells like cigarettes. The other day I saw him buying beer.
He's got
There's something
old
weird.
balls.
Why does the mother know that? Jay.
Great question.
Come on, man. Yeah, that's fucking disgusting. That's not cool.
Not cool. However,
I understand wanting to relive the glory days.
in the spirit of NBA, I have to ask you, let's just say you were at the height of your physical peak, which you're in pretty good shape right now.
I've lost a lot of weight. I have no muscle.
Okay, well, you
I
didn't have
will
muscle
admit
back then,
that.
so nothing really
True.
changed. So the question I have for you today, if there's anything that you could go back and do and pretend to be a high schooler with what you know today, your physicality, look at you, just look at those arms, this is so big. Not really. What would you do?
I legit think my forearms are bigger than my biceps, which
true.
is sad.
That's true.
I like on both sides. Look at
your
that.
wrists are bigger than your biceps.
Yeah, I've got. Someone once told me I had boxer wrists, which I didn't know what that meant, but I guess I now know what that means. They're
Probably a
I
good
got
thing.
Strong wrists.
Watch your faces.
Yeah, I'm never gonna try to punch someone unless threatened.
Yeah.
Don't threaten me. I have won 2 fights in my life. Both of them, all I did was hug the guy until they stopped.
Tickle fingers.
I legit just put people in like I just choked them. I was like, no, leave me alone.
Answer the question.
I don't know.
If you could go and pretend to be you were 17 today to get a competitive advantage, what would you do?
I'm not physically gifted, so I've already got that disadvantage even at 27.
Okay.
Which is also weird because it means I'm only 2 years older than this guy, and that's more depressing about everything he's doing.
Would you like go back to school and start taking part in like school plays?
That actually probably would be a good idea.
Get started earlier. Everybody thinks you're like 17 when you're really 26.
Yeah. They're like, wow, he's so good at memorizing lines. I don't know.
So animated. He's so emotional.
Yeah, I would go back to improv classes and be like, I'm just a kid. And they're going to be like, none of us fucking care, right?
It's true. I really care.
Yeah, that's the thing. The only things I'm good at, no one gives a shit about your age.
It's true.
Most people don't make it until they're like 32. So what does it matter?
If I could go back and pretend like I was a 17-year-old, one, I would have to do like a 6-month camp to get myself in shape before I go back to high school.
Yeah.
But assuming that I went through like an MMA style camp and like got myself shredded in really great shape, I go back to high school. I would 100% play baseball again, and I would wrestle. I would wrestle because I've got the right stature for it. I'm short and stocky like a troll.
Do you really want to be a grown man wrestling children?
Yes. I've got man strength. They're little boys.
Yeah, exactly. Are you hearing the words coming out of your own mouth? You've got man strength against these little boys.
Sounds like a W to me, son.
God, you're disgusting.
Sounds like a W to me.
I hate everything about you.
Yeah, dude, you're fucking disgusting. You're the worst. You're a bad human being.
That's disgusting.
I hope you go to prison. I hope if you touch that 14-year-old girl, go. Disgusting.
Can you go to prison for going to high school too old?
So he got arrested for falsifying government documents. So there's that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Falsified it.
Our high school looked like a prison.
That's fair. Most high schools do.
Yeah.
Most high schools do.
And you wonder why people don't like going to school.
That's true. Anything else we want to talk about today before we wrap up?
No. I'll do some plugs.
Plug them.
We'll do some plug walk.
Plug it away.
I don't even understand how the fuck my plugs talk. That's a Rich the Kid song.
Go.
Anyways,
finish.
you guys can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Nikki Palooza. You guys can listen to our other podcast, Eat Yay Love. Also follow that on Instagram at Eat Yay Love, or on Facebook at Facebook.com/Eat Yay Love. You can follow our YouTube channel, the Yay Network. You can follow our Twitch channel, Yay Network. And if you're in the Chicagoland area, this Sunday, May 20th, 8 p.m., Sin Night, the Blackout Cabaret at Second City, $10 tickets. Watch some comedy, live comedy.
Yeah, and don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on the podcast. NBA, of course, is what you're listening to. But also don't forget about our other podcasts, Eat Yay Love, Double Yay, and Yay, I Started a Podcast. You can find me at J_Quiles on Twitter and on Instagram. Be sure to check us out on any of your podcast feeds. Give us some love. Tell your friends. And also, if you ever have any feedback on the podcast, you can email us at theyaynetwork@gmail.com. We would love to hear your feedback if you're listening. If you got things that you want us to talk about, the off season is not too far away, so we need some dumb shit to talk about. So give us some thoughts, give us some ideas, and we'll try to see if we can get on the podcast. For Nikki, for Jay, this has been NBA. We're out.
Bye.